When implementing a recycling program, it is critical to define the reason you're doing this. Perhaps it's revenue generation or even cost avoidance. Proper planning for a recycling program is critical because you need to determine if you're set up for success or failure. And what we've learned is most of the time it's about money. So you start with your hauler contracts because that can define if there is money available in savings, which leads into financial restrictions. And if there's limited funds, nobody's really excited about the program, which leads to poor planning, resulting in poor design, and ultimately in the choice of wrong equipment. When you have the wrong equipment, it ultimately creates more confusion, which leads to higher contamination of the materials. And in the end, it's the custodial, your last line of defense, who has to deal with this. When implementing a recycling program, it's no different than any other initiative that you're undertaking in your business. It is critical to get all the key stakeholders in line with what you're about to do. And examples of this are you need to have senior management buy-in so they understand what's happening, and you follow it up with all of the other pieces of the puzzle, such as sustainability teams, purchasing departments, custodial. They're, as I mentioned, your last line of defense. And you also have to bring in the haulers, because they're also going to be a key part of what leaves the facilities. Once you've determined what you're going to do, then it's critical to establish a baseline. And that means you need to know where you're at with what you're collecting with trash and recycling. And it also gives you an opportunity to speak with all the different stakeholders to see what their challenges are, potential improvements, and an example of this could be something as simple as the custodial team, the amount of time it takes to change out a simple plastic liner. Is that going to take more time or less time? So you really have to have a baseline, because that's going to set the base for success to be measured down the road. One of the things you can guarantee is that change is going to happen. And in the world of waste management and recycling, we have seen multiple changes over the years. And one of the issues that I've seen and had to deal with is people take the time to implement all the proper equipment only to see change be forced on them, and it could be by their own local hauler or a government regulation. That being said, where they're collecting 2 or 3 specific streams, it now has to change, and that costs a lot of time and money if you're building equipment that is custom and not designed to be changed quickly when change happens. So now that I've addressed 5 key issues, I just want to throw in a bonus point, and this is something, if you're a facility manager and you're managing multiple facilities and have a custodial contractor that's going and servicing many of the local facilities, make sure you're not the last stop at the end of the night, because I've witnessed firsthand where small custodial companies will clean up, pick up all the trash, and then deposit it at their last stop. And hopefully that last stop is not you, because it is going to increase your costs and wondering why this is happening. I'm Bruce Buchan, encouraging you to never waste a moment in the planning stage for a recycling program.